Hello everybody and welcome to my S-Rank Every Map in Mercenaries guide for Resident Evil Village. So we're going to be starting off here by selling our handgun ammo, and that's right, all of it, and of course the handgun. And we are going to buy the, whatever the fuck this thing's called, the SIG? I don't fucking remember what it was called, even though I'm watching the footage as I make this commentary. I was not paying attention, but this thing. Incredibly powerful gun. As you can see, if you land a headshot, you're going to kill most enemies in one hit, especially as the rounds go on and you upgrade the firepower. You're just going to end up one-shotting every enemy, or like two-shotting them. But yeah, pretty much, Mercenaries is not very difficult at all for the first 4 maps. But the way Mercenaries is laid out, is and obviously in terms of the perks here, just grab the obvious stuff. Like if you see everything shit, then just grab like thick skinned or something. Otherwise just take damage buffs or things that just help you kill enemies quicker. It's pretty straightforward. You don't really have to worry too much about what you're doing in the first 4 maps, but as I was saying, the way Mercenaries is laid out is you have to play each level in order to unlock the next level. So you only ever have access to like one level essentially. And for that reason, I would recommend sticking with one level until you S-rank it. Like I wouldn't move on to another level until you've actually acquired the S-rank on the level you're on and then move on. The reason for this is because, not so much in the first 4 maps, but you are going to have to memorize like enemy layout, where everyone is, the time it takes to get to each enemy, the layout of the map, where the time extensions are. Also, there's our trophy for Combo King. As long as you kill every enemy in that first round, you will get 30 kills, and that'll be your trophy for that if you haven't gotten it yet. But there we go, we're going to sell all our handgun ammo once again. And always make sure to be picking up as much money from the enemies that you kill as possible. Typically, when you kill an enemy, you want to like mash X to pick up the lay before moving on to the next enemy. But yeah, I would prioritize ammo a little more than damage when it comes to the SIG. Again, I'm 90% sure that's what this gun is called. But I forgot to check. Fucking hell. But yeah, ammo's a little more important than fucking firepower, because as you can see, the thing is crazy strong, like right off the hop. But ammo is kind of an issue, so you definitely want to be upping your capacity. And also, try not to reload if you don't have to, because much like in the main game, capacity upgrades will give you a free full clip. So you don't want to be reloading and then upgrading your capacity, because then you're just wasting ammo. But, obviously, do it if it's convenient. Like, if you're about to end the round, there's only a few kills left. If you're able to pay attention to that. But if not, it's not the end of the world. I don't think it makes or breaks a run, for the most part. But as you can see, this gun is very capable of dealing with any and all enemies you come across. And I would really just focus on, like, you saw in that first round, I got all 30 kills in one combo, which means I never dropped the combo at all. But there are some levels in Mercenaries where, even if you're trying to get the S rank, it's not the end of the world if you drop the combo. But as you can see, I didn't drop the combo in that map either. So we're looking pretty damn strong so far. Pick up our useless shit, sell the handgun ammo as per usual, and we grab as many upgrades for the SIG as possible. I was right, I actually squinted my eyes and took a look. It is called the SIG, so I am not crazy. But yeah, so we are going to be putting a bit into firepower, but yeah, like I said, in those earlier rounds, you really want to make sure you have enough ammo. And I'm not getting hit at all, so I decided to sell some health to afford yet another upgrade. Buying rate of fire on this gun is great, because it doesn't shoot that quickly, and when you have a whole crowd in front of you, you want to be able to shoot fast. But, yeah, like I said, the first 4 maps are very straightforward. There's not much to them, which is why I have sped up the footage. Although I've sped up the footage on all the maps because I didn't want this video to be like a trillion hours long, so We're going to be looking at sped up footage for most of the run. I'm pretty sure I dropped the combo once or twice during this level. But because we never dropped the combo in the first 2 maps, like, that really sets the tone. And it makes it very difficult for you to not get an S rank. Now, you can get as much as a triple S rank in every single map, but thank God the trophy only requires you to get an S for every level. If we had to get triple S's, oh, Jesus, I'm not sure I would have been able to platinum. Because some of the levels are just so demanding for the triple S. Namely, the castle is pretty fucking demanding. And so is the factory. But the village and the Mad Village are definitely the easier levels. So, you know, just take this time to, like, get comfortable playing Mercenaries, ease into it, you know, figure out your surroundings. The first 4 maps are pretty, like I said, pretty straightforward, and the last 4 maps that you will eventually unlock are all just repeats of the first 4 maps. Like, you're just playing the first 4 maps over again. Except the difference is you don't have access to the same arsenal of weapons in the shop, so you won't be able to use the SIG, for example. I believe your only options in the final 4 maps are your starting handgun, the Magnum, the Wolfsbane, which you can't upgrade, I don't believe you can, and the fucking grenade launcher. And that's it. Those are the only options you get. And typically the game only lets you get one or the other, either the Wolfsbane or the grenade launcher. But I'll talk more about the final maps later. But yeah, enjoy this easy coasting through the first 4 levels, because it's really not that bad. But what's nice about the first 4 levels, though, is that they are teaching you where all the enemies are and, you know, what to expect. The first, or the last 4 maps don't change at all in terms of, like, adding extra enemies. You fight the exact same enemies that you fight in the first 4 maps, but the difference is on the last 4 maps is that they deal more damage, and they take more shots to kill. They're a lot tougher. So, in turn, it makes it much harder to keep the combo, rather. But as you can see with the SIG, it's very easy. Almost everyone dies in 1 hit, as you can see. So just keep grabbing perks that increase your damage, and you will coast through these maps. You know, I remember when I played the first 4 maps, I was like, holy shit, like, I've cracked the code, I've done it, this platinum's in the bag, and then I had no idea what I was in for the last 4 maps. I'm going to talk a lot more about those when we get to them. And honestly, now we're just trying to fill the void with commentary, because this video is over an hour long, as you can see, covering every level. I wasn't sure if I should cover the first 4 maps, because like I said, they're pretty damn straightforward. I feel like they don't really need to be talked about. But, you know, at the same time, if for whatever reason you are struggling with the first 4 maps, you know, I'm showing it, so I guess for those people, like, it's for their sakes, and also, sometimes people just really want to be told what to do, you know? Sometimes people don't want to figure shit out for themselves. You know, I'm like that in certain cases, depending on how difficult something is. And that's another thing, too, you know? When I was a kid, I reveled in that shit. I loved fucking stubbornly trial and erroring something over and over and over for hours, trying to figure out how it's supposed to be done until I eventually accomplish it, and then I'm just like, yeah, I've done it! I'm the best gamer! But, it's not like that anymore. Now that I'm adult, you know, I have to work for a living, pay my rent, free time is not of the essence. And, you know, it sucks. So sometimes you really, depending on how hard something is, you really want to be told what to do. And I'm not going to lie, a lot of what I've done to get these S ranks was shown to me by other people. It's not like I figured all this shit out myself. The first 4 maps, I took a shot in the dark, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to buy the SIG every round, sell my handgun, and we'll see how that goes. And that I ended up doing, amazingly. I didn't really have to think hard or try much to get through these maps, because I just tried that off the bat, and it happened to work out on every single level. Or on the first 4 levels, anyway. But then the last 4 levels come out, and it's like, whoa! That shit don't work anymore. Now I need to be told the secret. The secrets of the Fountain of Youth and Shambhala and all that garbage. What? It's equivalent. It relates. But here we go. I haven't dropped the combo yet, as you can see, because I'm a beast. Some of these levels really piss me off. You'll see it later on. It definitely happens to me a few times throughout this video. But some of the enemy spawns are so janky. Like, sometimes you'll get in a room, and let's say it's a room you've been practicing, like, several times already. And you're on your run where you're, like, you're going for gold. Like, you're trying to complete it. And you'll notice, like, enemies that should be there aren't, for whatever reason. That shit happens sometimes, and it fucking throws a wrench in everything, because you have to keep your momentum, you have to keep moving forward, because you don't want to drop the combo, right? But you also don't want to backtrack for enemies that didn't spawn, and then when you're on your way back to where you need to be, the combo drops because it takes too long to walk there, and that fucking happens sometimes. So what I would recommend is if enemies should be in a room happen to not be for whatever reason, I would recommend just moving on. Also, as you can see, the SIG just gets so ridiculous that I literally one-shot Daniela, or whichever fucking daughter that was. I probably guessed wrong on account of there's 3 of them. But, yeah. But, yeah, I would just recommend, like I said, to try and adapt to the situation. Like, it's best to just keep moving forward. The biggest combo you can get, even if you know you've missed enemies, and your combo could be bigger, just focus, like, don't ever backtrack for enemies, like, not until you've gotten the largest combo you can, anyway. That does happen to me a couple times, like I said, throughout this video, and what I always end up doing is, like, I'll run through the whole level, kill everyone, and then my combo will inevitably drop, but I will run all the way back to kill the enemies I missed, if possible, and the reason for that is because you get a huge point bonus if you've killed every enemy on a map. So sometimes it's worth it, depending on the situation. Each level is different in terms of, like, what's required for the S rank. Some levels, it's very easy to get the S rank, and some levels, it's very demanding. I don't know, like, how Capcom was that inconsistent with that shit. Like, for example, the castle here, at least the second version of it, when you eventually unlock it, or rather the harder version of it, the castle is very demanding in terms of what it wants you to accomplish, in terms of, like, your points. And then the Mad Village, you can pretty much S-rank that level without even trying to. Like, you'll see later, but I triple S the level, and, like, I wasn't even trying to go for it. And I dropped combos and shit. The fact that you can even triple S when you're playing like that, like, you would think triple S is required for, like, the best possible score you could possibly get, like, as a human. You would think that that's what would be required, or at least, like, near that level of perfection, but fucking, no, some of the levels just have a very generous requirement, so you don't have to work all that hard. As you can see by this point, your SIG should be fully leveled up. So that's Gucci. But, yeah, and then there's levels like the fucking castle here, where, shit sucks. Shit definitely sucks. I actually dropped that combo there, because of that dickhead. But, if anything, that's why a video like this is useful, I find. Like, if you see the person in the guide making mistakes, or not playing perfectly, that just goes to show you, like, it makes the player feel better, I find. Like, if you see the guide maker making mistakes, you're like, oh, I can make some mistakes too, and I'll be okay, even if I'm not as good. It fucking... what's the word I'm looking for? It eases the mind, question mark? Or puts the mind at ease. That's the phrase. Thank you, Matt, for remembering. You're welcome, Matt. Alright. So, did you see that? That fucking enemy on the ground that I shot. She spawned there after I had already walked past her. Some enemies are fucking weird like that. And look at this! Look at this! I come back in this room, and there's new fucking enemies. That is horseshit. Like, the map should be designed that you only ever have to move forward for the most part. You shouldn't have to move forward and then have enemies spawn behind you, and then you have to go back for them, and then go back to where you were. Like, that doesn't make any fucking sense, and it makes it so easy to drop the combo, which is why you've seen me drop it, like, several times throughout this level. But it's stupid. It's actually stupid. And if you missed it, there were two birds, two blue birds. They're bright blue, so they're not that hard to spot, but they do move quickly, so you want to be ready for them when you walk out of the castle. They're right after you walk out the front door, along the path where Duke's cart would be in the main game, or his shop. But, yeah, some levels do have sneaky as fuck animals in them that actually count towards the score. That is a thing. Look at this. I have to run back. Where the fuck are the enemies, huh? In here? Okay, well, this was my bad. I should have had these enemies spawn when I was first in here. But, somehow... And that's what I mean by the janky-ass enemy spawns. I was 100% in this room already. But they didn't spawn the first time I came through here. And, because they didn't spawn, I had to move on so that I didn't drop the combo. And look what happened. Now I come back and there's more fucking enemies. It's bullshit. And then there's more enemies in this room. Like, Jesus. Fucking weird-ass level. Well, I don't know what they were thinking. Or at least, if they're going to make you backtrack, at least make it so that there's always enemies you could shoot along the way so that you never have to drop the combo. Like, from the time it takes to get from here, where I am now, back to the main hall of the castle, you would 100% drop the combo. 100%. Absolutely. I do believe you get more points if you finish with more time, which is why I went for that last time there before finishing. I believe that's a factor anyway. Yeah, time bonus and money bonus. So money counts too, which again is why it's important to always be picking up money from enemies that you kill. Because the more money you finish with contributes, every little bit counts, you know? And maybe on one map it'd be really clutch and you'd otherwise be a few points off, but because you picked up all that money, you know, it just gives you that little push that you needed. Here we are, now we're on the factory. Fun times to be had. I always impress myself when I'm able to talk this long and this consistently for such long periods of time. I don't know, years of practice, I guess, from making YouTube videos. I've been doing this too long. Way too long, but thankfully I don't edit videos nearly as much as I used to. That used to be my bread and butter. Fun fact, if you're curious about this channel, I used to make a video every single day. And I realized that that's just not what people want to watch anymore. Now it's all about live streams. Which, honestly, like, I'm fine with that because live streams are so much fucking easier. I hate editing. Editing sucks. It takes so much goddamn time out of my life to edit a video. I still do it anyway, though, because my videos get quite a few views. Or at least the ones I spend time making now, anyway. Not all my videos have been successful in the past, but now I only spend time on a video that I know will get views, basically. So those are the only videos worth making. Other than that, I'm just always live streaming. I live stream almost every day, but every week for sure. And I try to be consistent with it, you know. So for those of you who are interested or you like my colorful commentary here and you want to chill with the gang, we got a great group of people in chat, I must say. My fan base, very lucky to have it. You know, I could have a fan base full of children. You know how much that would suck? No offense, kids. But if it was all kids, goddamn. Goddamn! I'm 28 years old. I don't want a chat full of kids. What do I look like, Smosh? Oh, shots fired! Who watches them anymore? But, no, I'm just kidding. They're great. I used to love watching their videos. But, Yeah. Now it's all about the live streams. And, honestly, live streaming is just so much more fun. You don't have to edit. You just play the goddamn game. And you get to be interactive with people and actually talk with them in real time and shit. You get to have conversations. It's a good time. It's a bloody good time. I very much enjoy it. Which is why I want more people there. So, take a fucking hit. No, I'm just kidding. You don't have to watch. But, you should, though. You definitely should. This part gets spooky. But I've managed to keep the combo the entire time. So, I'm not saying I'm the best gamer ever, but I am the best gamer ever. Just saying. Sturm is down for the count, that little big bitch. That's an oxymoron. And, what have we done? What are we missing? Here we go. Boom. Every enemy in the level. Full true combo. Yes, sirree, Bob. And I went back for the mine, because I'm that fucking much of a hoarder. Hilarious. I was like, you know what? I know no one stepped on that last mine, so I'm just gonna go back for it. Just a rule of thumb when you're playing the factory. Don't ever sell all of your explosives to Duke. I know in the castle and the village, I sold all the explosives I ever picked up, but I would not recommend doing that. I know you just saw me do it just now, but I wouldn't recommend doing that personally. I would recommend always keeping at least one explosive on you, because sometimes you get those big-ass armored enemies with the drills on their arms, and you literally cannot damage them or kill them unless you have an explosive. So, I get fucked by that shit in this video. You will see it happen, where I get very screwed over by it. It doesn't end up costing me the S rank, but it really did piss me off, and I could have avoided a lot of trouble if I had have kept one explosive instead of selling it. So that's something I would definitely recommend to you guys doing the factory. You don't have to worry about being strict with it too much in the first factory. Like I said, every level has a harder version of itself. So the first factory, you don't have to worry about it that much. But definitely on factory 2, you want to make sure you have an explosive, 100%. I like how you don't even have to necessarily hit the weak point on these guys. My SIG is just so strong that it deletes them anyway. It's great. It's great. I love it. Love it. Agile is such a nice perk to get when you're playing Mercenaries. The way the perks work, is they're completely RNG. And we're going to talk a lot more about that when we're playing the second versions of the levels, because the RNG is actually really important for winning, or rather getting your S rank. But, the perks are always RNG. It's always random what you get on each subsequent playthrough. So, you definitely, it's nice to get certain things, and you also want to make sure you prioritize certain things. But in the first versions of the maps, just really damage and thick-skinned is all you really want. Like, take less damage and deal more damage. But if you happen to have Agile pop up, it just makes you move faster, makes it harder to drop the combo. It's just a wonderful fucking perk. God damn it, Matt. I forgot to edit this part out. God fucking damn it. I thought I got all of them, but I didn't. Rip. Oh, well. You guys are still watching the video, right? Of course you are. Of course. You'll notice me take the perk. I actually should have mentioned this when I first did it, because I did take Corpse Combustor in the village. I would never recommend taking that perk, like, literally ever. It is a good perk in terms of, like, killing enemies, but it's not always a good thing. Sometimes it fucks you over, because there are times... That's that big armored idiot I was talking about, by the way. And because I sold my explosive, I can't even fucking kill him. Or at least I don't think I can. There's an explosive... I'm going to talk a little about this for a second, but... Yeah, as you can see, I didn't kill that guy, because I just got fucked. I still get the double S, so it really doesn't matter. But if you notice, there was an explosive barrel right next to the exit. If you try to make him walk over there so that you could blow off his armor, I couldn't get him to do it, ever. He would never follow me down the hallway, and it was really, really infuriating. But, yeah, so anyways, that's why it's so important to bring a fucking explosive. But, I segued. What the hell was I talking about before? What was I bloody talking about? I don't bloody remember. Oh, yeah, Corpse Combustor. So, the reason why I would recommend not ever taking that perk is because sometimes it'll go off when you don't want it to. And an example of a time where you wouldn't want it to go off is if, let's say you have a mob of shitty enemies chasing you, right? And you want to kind of kill one and then not kill another one right away and kind of draw out the timer. I don't think you actually saw me do it, but there was a bird on the roof of that house that I started in, or started by, and I didn't actually kill him. I don't know why that's not in the footage, but clearly I S-rank without killing him, I guess, or maybe I go back for him. I don't fucking know, but there was a bird on the top of that house that you could have got. It's true. This level actually really reminded me of, I keep segueing, but this level really reminded me of Raid Mode from the other, from the Resident Evil Revelations games, because that mode had like miniature versions of enemies that looked weird, and there was also like huge, gigantic versions of enemies, which this level has. And I actually thought like that was cool because, you know, even though this game's Mercenaries fucking sucks because it's just Ethan, and Ethan blows dick hole. I'm sorry to those of you who like him, but I can't stand this motherfucker. He is one of the worst protagonists ever. But, in my mind anyway, that's just my opinion. Which means you don't have to share it. That's the great thing about opinions. Yay! But, yeah, so Mercenaries, you know, despite the fact that you're playing as Ethan, and yes, I see now I do go back for that bird, but I didn't have to drop the combo if I had shot him. So you could have got a little bit better of a score here. But yeah, you know, what was so fun about Mercenaries in the other games was that you got to play as, like, all your favorite fucking characters. This game is just Ethan. They didn't even let you play as Chris. What's up with that? Not that it really matters, because you could just buy whatever you want from the shop, so there's no real difference between characters. What am I doing here? Okay, there we go. Fuck. I was like, Matt, are you really going to leave the bird? You better fucking not. Yeah, but, you know, even though it's still just Ethan, this mode was actually a lot of fun when it's not sucking. The last 4 maps, getting an S on them, pretty annoying. But overall, I still had a lot of fun with this Mercenaries. I was pleasantly pleased with the whole experience, ultimately. And again, thank God the trophy only asks you to get an S, because my God! If I would have had to get triple S, man, that would have sucked. Now, I'm going to revisit a topic that I segued off of an eternity ago, which was Corpse Combustor. And I was saying how, you know, because sometimes you want to keep enemies alive in order to not drop the combo. Because sometimes, like right now, for example, see, look how long I'm running to get to the next group of enemies. I almost lost the combo because there were no enemies in between for me to shoot. So that's why it's nice to, like, sometimes kind of lead a mob along with you, like, as you're moving forward, so that you can just pick one off whenever you're about to drop the combo and then keep going. And if you take Corpse Combustor, you might proc it, and then the enemy would explode and kill all your fucking goons, and then you might drop the combo because of that. So that's why I would recommend never taking it, personally. But as you can see, I did actually drop the combo, because I went downstairs to get that extra perk or time or whatever it was. I already forgot. You can tell I'm a very attentive person. Nah, it's mostly because stressing out trying to keep the commentary live and going. I can't ever stop talking. So but there are some great fucking perks that you unlock. Another nice thing about, I believe you have to S rank the level in order to unlock the perk, or maybe you just have to beat the level. I'm really not sure. I don't remember. I'm almost positive you need to get an S rank on a level in order to unlock its special perk. And not that it's an issue, because the whole reason we're doing this is to go for the trophy, so you're going to get the perks either way. But there are some perks that we're going to unlock that are not only required, but mandatory for the method of my choosing in order to get all the S ranks in the harder levels. But this is, I believe we're actually on the last level right now. This is the 4th level, but it's the Mad Village, which is the final stage out of the 4 stages that you play. And this level, I find you really don't even have to try in order to get the S rank. That's how I felt about it anyway. I wasn't as, like, pressed for, like, time or keeping the combo as I was in Factory or Castle. I literally S-ranked this level without even really trying. And you will see me drop the combo several times. Which just goes to show you that it's not as strict as the Castle. Like, there are stages in the Castle where if you drop the combo, your ass isn't getting the S rank. As you can see right there, I dropped the combo. So, like, some stages are more forgiving than others. Which is annoying, you know? Capcom, what the fuck? Either make them all, like, you know, similar. Like, let's have some consistency, you know? I find that's something that pisses me off in games very often. Is if things aren't consistent. Like, for example, in a shooting game. Well, actually, it doesn't piss me off in Resident Evil, because in Resident Evil, it's kind of a staple. But in games like Uncharted, I remember I would get so mad in that game because sometimes enemies took different amounts of bullets to kill or punches, and so you could never definitively find out how many hits it takes to kill a guy because for each guy it's fucking different. And shit like that bugs the crap out of me. Like, especially when I'm trying to, like, memorize shit and figure out everything about the game. Shit like that just drive me nuts. It doesn't really bother me in Resident Evil too much, though, because in Resident Evil, that's been a thing since literally the first game. Every enemy takes a different amount of bullets, but it's in Resident Evil, I don't know, it works. Like, it doesn't bother me. It's strange how that works, huh? Now, I probably should have mentioned this fucking ages ago at the beginning of the video, but, you know, it's hard to keep up with, everything that needs to be said when the footage is playing that's relevant to whatever needs to be said. And I gotta make sure my voice matches up with those moments. But, yeah, as you can see, you'll have your SIG fully upgraded by this point. And there's still another stage after this one. But, we might have already even fucking met the quota. I think we did. But, oh, and by the way, when you do meet the quota on a level, like when you have enough points to S rank, you don't have to finish the entire run-through. You can literally die. You can run at an enemy and kill yourself. Why did I not fucking edit this out? God damn it. That was my first time playing the level. I didn't play this level prior to practice it. I ended up S-ing it on my first try, which is why you saw me run to Chris's car and then run back, because I wanted to know what was over there, which I wouldn't have had to do if I had already known that there was nothing over there. But there you go. I did it anyway. You're welcome. Thank God the footage is sped up. But, yeah, when you've already met the quota on, oh, and by the way, if you're wondering what the quota is for an S rank, before you start any level and you're in the shop or the room with the shop with Duke, there's a note just next to the exit door that you would go through to start the level. There's a notebook there that tells you all the point requirements for each grade, except for the Triple S. I believe for Triple S, they don't tell you what's required, so they leave you in the dark, which is kind of asshole-ish, Capcom. But anyways, we don't want Triple S's. I don't give a shit about them, so I don't really care that Capcom didn't tell me. Whatever, fuck you. But anyways, that was that little tidbit. Now, if you have met the quota before actually finishing all the stages, nice little thing you could do, you can literally kill yourself, run up to enemies, have them kill you, and if you die, you still get graded. So, like, you could get an S rank and not even finish an entire level, which is nice, but for me, I'm not a little bitch, okay? So, I don't ever let myself die. I still go out of my way to actually finish the stage, because, you know, that's just how I roll, okay? That's just how I roll. Roll. You could say I am a master of commentary. You know, I don't edit out all the speech impediment, all the fucking flubbed wording. I just keep it real, au natural, okay? Because that's how I do. That's how I edit my videos. Hey, you want a professional? Go pay one. I'm not a professional. I've been doing this so long that I'm at the point where I'm like, yeah, I could have a higher standard for what's, expected of me, but fuck it. With me, you get what you get. You don't like it? That's the door. But anyways, I should have said this, rather, a million years ago. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering why I bought the sniper and fully upgraded its firepower, it's because I believe I'm so low on shotgun rounds by this point that I wasn't confident that I had enough ammo to finish the level. Which was a good thing, too, because I do end up running out of shotgun bullets before I've killed all the enemies, and I was very thankful I had that sniper. So, just be mindful of that. But, I keep getting sidetracked. That face cam of me in the bottom right, you'll notice it doesn't match up with my audio. The reason for that is because this footage is taken from my live streams. And as I mentioned earlier, I live stream almost every day. So, just a little tidbit, you could come check it out, maybe? Or don't. Or don't check it out. Fucking means nothing to me. But anyways, thought I'd throw that out there. See me sniping people? I ran out of bullets on the last 2 fucking enemies. What the fuck? But anyways, now that we've filled the void of commentary for the first 4 levels, you can see how shocked I am in the face cam there, because I had no idea that I was even going to S rank, being that was my first attempt. So I was quite shocked. Why is this footage not sped up? I fucking forgot to speed up that. I am such a professional at what I do, it's actually insane. I am actually a god. But anyways, alright, so now we're starting the Mad Village. So these are the much harder versions of each of the levels. We're going to be playing, as I said, the first 4 levels we just did again, except this time they're insanely harder. Enemies are way tougher, deal more damage, harder to kill, all that good shit. Now, as you can see, what I did was I bought the Wolfsbane, and I upgraded my handgun as much as I possibly could. The Wolfsbane, the thing is, you can't ever get more ammo for it or upgrade it. So the bullets that are in the clip, you literally only want to use those for emergencies. Like if you're about to drop the combo and you really need to keep the combo, but the only enemy you have to fight is like a really tough one, like the armored lichens, for example, then that's when you would want to whip out the Wolfsbane and go pa-pa! And keep the combo. Now, for some reason, I thought it was a good idea. By the way, you can see I got swarmed there by armored lichens, so I had to kind of go Clint Eastwood on him with my Wolfsbane. I wasted nearly all my shots there. I don't know if I would recommend doing this the way I did. For some reason, I had it in my mind that running around and getting all the times and perks was a good idea before I actually started fighting anyone. I don't know if that's the best way to do this level. I mean, I end up getting the S rank anyway, so technically you could copy me. But I'm willing to believe that there's a much more efficient way of doing this level. Also, you can see I'm very reluctant to leave this area because I keep expecting more enemies to appear behind me, and they were for a bit, and I keep checking behind me just to see. But, yeah, look how long it takes to kill enemies, man. I have to empty the fucking clip into them. But, yeah, you could see enemies are much tougher, which makes keeping the combo that much harder. But I've managed to do it. I've kept the combo this entire time, which, honestly, is pretty impressive. And if you can manage to do that, I find that's the thing about the harder versions of the levels. I find if you just fucking... And look, I do end up having to go back to that room because there was enemies back here. I was paranoid for a reason. But that's what I'm saying about the janky-ass spawns. Why didn't these fuckers spawn when I was here the first time? It's lame. I hate it. It drives me crazy. But I did still get a pretty fat combo there. Like, I had, 25 kills before the combo dropped? So I still got a pretty big score bonus, even though it wasn't for all 30. Which I felt really helped me there. But you're going to see me do the Village 2 with my handgun mostly, and as you can see, I'm just dumping all my money into its upgrades. But for the last 3 levels, I do something very different and unorthodox, something you wouldn't think works, but it does. And I'll talk more about that once we get to the castle. But yeah, for the village, it's not too difficult. So, you know, I stuck it out with the handgun, even though the handgun fucking sucks. I hate the Lemmy. It blows. But, you know, gotta make do. Game gives us tools, we use them. That just be how it be. By the way, if you ever see fucking, I don't remember what it's called. I want to say Super Guard. There's a perk in here. I don't even know if we've unlocked it yet. But if you ever see the perk Super Guard, very worth it to take it. Like, almost 9 times out of 10, I would take that over anything else in the fucking, in the list. Because it makes it so that when you're blocking, you literally don't take damage. Which is very helpful, and it's actually saved my ass a few times. Because there are times where, like, I get my ass kicked pretty hard, and I'm so low on health, and I've already bought all the health items from Duke. Because Duke doesn't sell infinite health. Like, he runs out, which means you can't get your ass kicked that hard. Otherwise, you're just gonna run out of health, and you won't have any way of defending yourself. But that's where Super Guard really comes in handy in those situations. But, yeah, I don't remember how much longer the village is, but, you know, we're doing it. I have not dropped the combo yet. Holy shit, I'm actually so impressed with myself. Whoa. And, yeah, as you can see, those archers don't tickle, by the way. One fucking shot and I get put in dying. Jesus Christ. As you can see, I opted for thick skin there over infighter. I could have took more damage, but, I was spooked. I was spooked that I was gonna die, okay? Also, when your screen is, like, fucking red like this, and Ethan's, like, hobbling around, you actually don't have to heal yourself there. If I had waited, it would have regenerated on its own. And then you can use a health. I don't know if that actually gives you more health than you otherwise would. But as you can see there, I actually bought a pipe bomb, because I was like, fuck it. Might as well. Is this the last stage of Village? I don't fucking remember. I can't remember. But, we're doing it. This is what an in-depth guide looks like, ladies and gentlemen. I know everything. I have all the information you need, obviously. And nothing is confusing. And obviously my commentary is on point, professionally done, no edits needed, no retakes, just one take, because I'm just that good. Obviously. But, yeah, we're getting through. Slowly but surely, we're getting through. I think with this level, I wasn't too worried about keeping the combo, because if you do well enough in the first 2 levels, I find it sets the bar. And at this point, I was like, my only focus at this point was just beating it. So, like, I was focusing on playing more cautiously and carefully than I was trying to actually keep the combo. See, I actually dropped it there, yeah. But I wasn't worried about it. Because I fucking... What, in the first level I had a 25 combo, and in the second level I killed everyone in one combo. So I felt like I had so many points that I had the S rank in the bag at that point. And again, that's what's so nice about not having to worry about getting a triple S. Is because you could just focus on what's required. Which makes things less stressful, trust me, in the long run. And I know a lot of people are stressed out about the Mercenaries mode in this game. Specifically for trophy hunters. I mean, people who don't give a fuck about trophies wouldn't give a shit. They would just say, what the fuck ever. They would play Mercenaries for fun, like normal people. You hear that, guys? We're not normal! But, nah, trophy hunting's great. And I it's too addicting to give up. I can't stop. It's like drugs. But, which is why I made this video, because I thought, like, I was very intimidated when I found out exactly what was required to S-rank these fucking levels, and how hard they got. But, I pushed through, I persevered, and now I made this video with the intent of helping you guys do the very same thing. That was amazing, by the way. Can we talk about how stupid the explosions are in this game? I dropped the mine, and the fucker ran right into it, and it didn't do anything to me, even though the mine was right at my feet. But the pipe bomb, which was further away from me, blew me up. How does that make any sense? But anyways, we're going to talk about what we're doing here. So, as you can see, we're on Castle 2, and I just sold my handgun. What? What's Matt doing? What, is he crazy? He bought the grenade launcher and just a bajillion flashbangs? What is he doing? Believe it or not, this tactic works, and so here's where we're going to start relying on RNG. So, if you're like me, you probably are looking up this guide because of this level, because of how hard it is. As you can see, we grabbed the perk Masamune, which we unlocked for S ranking the last level, I believe. Or maybe it was the level before that, I don't remember. But what Masamune does is it lowers your gun damage, but it ups your knife damage but with a 10 times damage multiplier. Now what this does is it allows you to quite literally cut through enemies like butter. You kill enemies very fucking quickly. As you can see, I'm crouching there because it's actually pretty annoying to hit his weak point if you're not crouching. I find you have to do that a lot with the knife on certain enemies. But, yeah, so now, the only thing that sucks about this strategy is that you have to keep playing over and over and over in order to get Masamune, because it's completely RNG. It may not show up in the perk list. Also, as you can see, I dropped the combo. So, let that be a lesson that, you know, we're not looking for perfection here. But, I don't believe I dropped the combo for the rest of the map, though. But yes, Masamune is practically mandatory. You could also take Blade Master, which does the same thing, except it's a 5 times multiplier instead of a 10. You could still knife enemies to death with Blade Master, but it is a little more annoying because it takes a few more hits. Now, I got insanely lucky, as you can see, and I got Blade Master and Masamune in one level. Now, what this does is both those perks stack. I now have a 15 times damage multiplier, and I literally one-shot basic enemies, like Lycans and Moracia. I don't know how to pronounce their names. But the bog standard enemies. I literally one-shot all of them. And that's why we bought so many flashbangs. Because that's the deal. Like, in order to avoid getting swarmed by enemies, you flashbang everyone around you, and then you start knifing each guy one at a time. And then, because we have so goddamn many flashbangs, because Duke sells, like, over 100 of them, I think, or something, you have more than enough to kill every single enemy throughout the level. And you could just keep flashbang. Like, I in the castle, I wouldn't be stingy with flashbangs. If you ever feel the need to flashbang, or, like, you're gonna get hit if you don't, I would recommend just always doing it. Like, you have way more than enough flashbangs to get through the level. Like, Duke gives you a reasonable amount. Or rather, he sells you a reasonable amount. But yeah, that's the tactic here. Masamune or Blade Master, or both if you're godlike RNGesus like me. And flashbang away. And that's the strat. Doing this without doing this strat, like actually using the handgun and shit, that shit sucks. I didn't enjoy it. I tried doing it with the handgun. I hated it so much that I was like, you know what, fuck it. It's annoying to try and get Masamune over and over because it's luck-based, but when you finally do get it, it makes things so much easier that, like, it's so goddamn stress-relieving. And I would say, for any of you who are, like, easily agitated or irritable about the difficulty of something in a game, for those people, this method is a godsend, okay? So I would highly recommend doing it. That is bullshit that guy didn't get flashbanged. And as you can see, you need to be mindful of the enemies that spawn behind you at this point. So we're just going to backtrack a little bit and fuck them up. But I don't believe I dropped the combo in this level, actually. I'm pretty sure I kill everyone in one go. But yeah, and you know, once you have Masamune and Blade Master, then the next perk you want to be prioritizing, I would recommend, is Thick Skinned or Super Guard, either one. They're both great to have. And then if you don't see either of those in the options, just get things that would up your damage, like Infighter, for example, or fucking, like, any damage-related perk. But again, don't take Combustion, or whatever the hell it was called, because that shit'll fuck you up. It'll mess you up. It'll make combos awkward. But anyways, yeah, so, and from here on out, that's the strategy we're going to be employing for the rest of the levels in the game. It's just always going to be buy the grenade launcher, as many flashbangs as you can. I usually end up buying all the health that Duke offers as well, because I usually get my ass kicked. And hope to God that you get Masamune and Blade Master. And that's the strat. But from now on, you can pretty much just enjoy the rest of the video, like the gameplay. If you want to watch and see me, go to work, go to town on these enemies with my insane knife skills, then you can do that. And I'm just going to talk over it, because I've pretty much explained exactly what is required in order to get the S ranks by this point. If there's any more fine details that I need to go over, I will do just that. But from here on out, it's pretty straightforward. I will talk a bit about the factory when we get there, because there is some important info that I need to say. But we'll talk about that when we get there. Also, another thing. The fucking Domitresk daughters here, they're very predictable when you flashbang them. They start swinging their knife around, but they'll always do, like, I think 2 or 3 slashes, and then they stop. So you want to, like, wait for them to do that and then run up and knife them. The reason for that is because if you just run up to knife them immediately, like, as soon as you flash them, they're most likely going to hit you, which is incredibly annoying, and you don't want to be taking more damage than you need to. But, yeah, so can we talk about the fucking ending of this game? Because I want to talk about it. And in order to even play Mercenaries, you would have had to beat the game anyway, because you don't unlock the bonus shop until you beat the game. So we've all seen the ending. We know the nonsense. This game's story, granted, I know Resident Evil has never had a completely logical story. Like, there's always been, silly, random, weird shit in these games. That doesn't make sense. But we looked past it because we just love the games that much. So we're like, whatever, this is stupid, but it's fun stupid. This game was just stupid in terms of the plot. Like, obviously it had its fun moments, like every other Resident Evil, but holy fuck, this game took the story and just went off the deep end. It just ran away with it. And oh my god, this game's story, like, it's unbelievable how invested in this game I was when in the beginning, and then by the end of it, I was like, what the fuck did I just play? And that's not to bash on Village, like, this is a great game, and I loved it, like, it was a lot of fun. I very much enjoyed my time with this game. But holy shit, the future of Resident Evil is one big fucking question mark. I don't know what comes next, like, and I'm worried. The way this game ends is fucking with a huge fucking time skip. You see Rose when she's, like, fucking over a decade older. Like, she's like a young teen. Also, I got fucked here. I'm gonna pause on my, opinion of the story in this game for a second, because, as you can see, I'm down 4 enemies. Now, mystically and magically, these fucking Lycans decided not to spawn when I was first in this fucking room, which really annoyed me, because I had to come all the way back for them, and I wasn't able to kill everyone in the map in one combo. Now, it's not going to end up mattering, because I get the S anyway, but that pissed me off. And again, like, I keep talking about the jankiness of the enemy spawns. That shit happens. But the reason why I took the time to go back and kill them is because you get a big point bonus, like I said, for killing every enemy on the map, so I do think it's worth it in those instances to go back and kill them, even though you're losing time. The bonus you get for killing every enemy is much greater than the bonus you would lose for the amount of time that you're spending to do it. So, yeah, I would recommend going back to kill them. I believe we've already met the quota, actually. Yeah, I think what I do now is, because I've already met the point quota for the S rank, you'll notice in the top left it says defeat 20 enemies, even though there's 54 enemies in the level. So what I end up doing is, since I already have the S, like, I think the S is like 800 and something thousand, and I already have 900 plus thousand, or 900,000 plus, whatever. Now I'm just going to kill the 20 enemies, and then once the goal spawns, I'm dipping. So, like I said before, if you ever have already met the quota, you can either die and you'll meet the quota, or you could just make the ending spawn and end the round that way. So, that's an option as well. But yeah, so back to what I was fucking talking about, though, with the story. Rose is a young teen. They cut to her in her young adult life. And the thing is, Chris was like, what, in his fucking mid-50s or some shit? Now he's gonna be an old-ass man. Jill's gonna be fucking senile. And probably not, because there was like a 10-year age gap between Jill and Chris, I believe, so she's not gonna be that old, but I'm making a joke here. Basically, what I'm saying is all the main characters of Resident Evil are old people now. And that sucks, because we love these characters. And, like, it's so funny how this franchise is so beloved, but Capcom just always fucking shits on it in some way. Like, they always have to do this big time skip between the games, make the characters that much older, and every time we want to see these characters that have already been established and that we love, they always have to either shaft them, like, everyone's always like, where's Leon? Where's Chris? Why is Ethan the main character? And it's like, Capcom's like, too fucking bad. You're playing as Ethan. You don't like it? Don't buy the game! And of course, that never works, and everyone buys the game anyway. But, yeah, they just always shaft the beloved characters for, like, no fucking reason. By the way, I should talk a bit about this level now that we're actually on the factory. The thing about the factory, as you can see, the intro is very annoying, because you have to run past so many enemies in order to even get to the first perk. Which means if you want to get Masamune, you have to keep trying to get past those enemies over and over for as many times as it takes for the game to give you the goddamn perk. That shit was getting on my nerves. Like, it was pretty annoying. But, unfortunately it has to be done. And another thing about this level, I know I said when we were playing the castle that if you ever feel like you need to fire a flashbang, just do it. In this level, I find you can't do that. I find if you fire flashbangs all willy-nilly, you will eventually run out and you won't have enough to actually finish the level. So in this level, you kind of have to be a little conservative with your flashbangs. Also, I actually didn't talk about this, and I should have mentioned this fucking ages ago. That's my bad. But, you'll notice flashbangs don't work on the armored Lycans that are wearing helmets. That's because you have to damage them enough for their helmet to come off first, and that's where explosive rounds come in handy. Again, I should have talked about this forever ago, and now I feel bad about forgetting. But, yeah, you have to blow their helmet off with an explosive round, and then switch to the flashbang, and then flashbang. And that's how you kill those guys. But yeah, probably should have mentioned that in the castle where we were fighting armored Lycans, but I did not mention that for whatever reason. As you can see, I'm fucking cutting it real close here. There have been a couple times where I've been near death, and I was shitting my pants at this part. As you could tell by the expressions on my face in the face cam that I was freaking out. I wasn't sure if I was going to do it. But, yeah. And, yeah, getting back to what we were talking about, fucking... The future of Resident Evil, it just looks... I don't know what it looks like, and that's what worries me. This franchise does really well, always makes a lot of money, it's very well established, and it just sucks that it's as successful as it is, because it means Capcom could just keep repeating the same mistakes. They don't have to change anything, because they know they're going to make the money anyway. So... But it sucks for fucking people like me who are like, man, like, why don't we get to see Jill and fucking Chris and Leon more consistently? Like, why is it always like, when we do see them, it's a treat, because it's so fucking rare and it takes so long to see them again, and we have to rely on either remakes of old Resident Evils in order to see them, or spin-offs like Revelations, just to see these characters that we love. And even then, those games aren't perfect either. I don't know. Like, I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with this series at this point. Like, I still love Resident Evil to death, obviously, but the shit Capcom does just pisses me off. As you can see, you'll notice I didn't kill every enemy in the level. I was down like 10 enemies. The reason for that was because Duke doesn't actually sell enough flashbangs, or rather, it's not that he doesn't sell enough flashbangs. You don't have enough money to buy enough flashbangs to flash every single enemy in the first level of the factory, because there's just too goddamn many. There's like 50-something enemies. So that's why I said earlier in the beginning that you really want to use your flashbangs sparingly. That's probably one of the harder levels that it's going to take you a lot more time to complete, because it's going to require some like practice on your end. And again, in combination with the RNG, it is frustrating, trust me. And I know that what you're seeing on screen here is not by any means like easy to do or to have happen or occur. This was bizarre. As you can see, the 4 archers didn't spawn in that first room. Once again, with that janky-ass fucking spawn rate. So what's going to end up happening is I'm going to kill almost every enemy in this level and then end up running back for those archers. I'm pretty sure when I S-rank this level, it's really clutch. Like, I only just meet the quota or something like that. At least I believe. But the factory is definitely pretty rough, I would say. I would actually argue that using the Masamune method, it's actually the hardest level in the game, I would say. The castle's hard too, but what's nice about the castle is that, like, there's less enemies and more rounds. So, but the factory's only 2 rounds, and both have 50-plus enemies. But in the castle, like, there's only, like, 20-something in the first round, and then not much more each subsequent round. But, because there's just so goddamn many enemies in the factory levels, you end up fucking running out of resources in your fucking run. That guy grabbing me there pissed me off immensely, if you couldn't tell from the look on my face, and me slamming my fist down in rage. It's always funny to look back on those moments. But, yeah, I was very angry that I dropped that combo, because I shouldn't have. And that I actually forgot that enemy was there coming down the stairs, and him literally taking a bite out of you, the animation is so long and drawn out, it takes so much time, that I just wasn't able to fucking recover and keep the combo. Which blows, which absolutely blows. But I still do end up getting the S, so in the end it's all good. It's just in the heat of the moment, you know? You get so frustrated because you're like, great, now what if I don't S because that motherfucker bit me? And then the rage, and it fuels the fire. But it's also fear of the unknown, right? Because I wasn't actually sure if it fucked me out of my S. And it doesn't, because I end up getting it. But, yeah, the factory's rough, man. The factory's hard. And I wish you guys the best of luck. Because, again, you know, a big part of completing these maps is RNG, unfortunately. Which sucks. Nobody likes that. Speaking as a trophy hunter, I have dealt with my fair share of RNG problems in video games many times. Because there's a lot of trophies in games that, you know, have it. Especially, I find, in RPGs. RPGs very often have luck-based trophies, which is annoying. But here we go. So I've killed every enemy in the level except the last 4 archers. But because I know that those are the last 4 enemies in the level, and I want to make sure I get the S, so I want the kill every enemy in the level bonus. So I do end up backtracking all the way back to the beginning here to make sure that I meet the quota. So here we go, and as you can see, they have magically spawned now, even though they weren't here before. That was bizarre. Like, usually when enemies don't spawn in a room, I find it's because I'm moving through the room too quickly, or I wasn't in the room long enough. But with those archers, there was no reason for it. There was literally no reason for them not to spawn. And it was funny, because I had practiced the factory probably like 4 or 5 times before I actually got my successful run. And I never had that happen with the archers. They were always there on my first attempt. As you can see, I'm a happy boy. I got the S through pain and suffering. Now, thank God, with the last level, the Mad Village 2, the Mad Village 2, like I said, same strat for the final 3 levels. Grenade launcher, flashbangs, and hope to God you get Masamune. With this level, it's nice, though. Because the same as the first version of this level, but the point requirement is actually very generous. It's not as demanding as the factory or the castle. So I find just what you really should be focusing on is just getting through it. Don't stress out too much about keeping the combo in every level. I find this first stage, it's actually very reasonable to kill everyone in one combo. Although you'll see in a bit that I end up fucking it up. Even though I think it's very reasonable to keep the combo throughout this entire level. But, yeah, fucking, throughout all the other levels, like every level after this one, I drop the combos constantly, and I still end up getting enough points. But yeah, as you can see, I swap out for explosive rounds, blows off the helmet, flash them, then you can knife them. I really wish I had talked about that a while ago. I really do. I really do. But, yeah, so fucking... I get my ass kicked in this level. That's the only scary thing about it. I take quite a bit of damage, and I end up using all the healths that, not only that you start with, but that the Duke sells. And it gets pretty scary. I was worried that I wouldn't finish the run, but thank God I do. And this is a perfect example of one of the levels that gives you way more points than you need. Like, you will reach the quota on the second last round, I believe, if you're playing decent. And that means you could just die. Like, you don't even have to get to the Mother Miranda fight. So, it's pretty great. Although, again, I don't puss out, so I do it anyway. My build gets so stupid on this run that I end up... I'm pretty sure I get Super Guard, so nothing can hurt me, even though I ran out of health. So I didn't have to worry about health. There's Blade Master. As you can see, I got really lucky, so now I have the 15 times damage. And fucking... yeah, with the 15 times damage multiplier and Super Guard... and I also get an absurd amount of perks that raise my damage. Like, I think I got a few infighters and shit. My damage gets so crazy that I think I kill Miranda in like 5 hits. It's so funny. You're gonna see it. But, it's hilarious. Your build can get so bonkers. But as you can see, fucking not doing great on health. Not doing great on health at all. But we're gonna be able to afford all of the flashbangs, and I'm gonna buy every health from him that I can. Yeah, I think so. He's selling 2, right? Or no, 3. He's selling 3, actually. Yes. And I'm in like danger health right now, so I end up using one before I go into the level. So now I only have 2 healths on reserve, and we're only done the first round of this entire level, which is scary. Like, I got my ass kicked on that first level. So, you know, ultimately I end up doing it because I get great fucking perks, but if you're getting your ass kicked that hard, you probably want to try and get a better run and not, you know, do it like me. But hey, man, if RNGesus is kind to you and you get a good enough build, I guess it doesn't matter, does it? But yeah, so we're almost done. I can't remember what the quota is on this map. I want to say 600,000. We're already halfway there, and we're only on level 2. That's hilarious. It's great. But yeah, you're pretty much in the home stretch at this point. Like, the castle and the factory, I can't stress enough, are easily the biggest challenges in Mercenaries. But once you've completed them, you're absolutely in the home stretch. Look at this. The ass beating just continues. It's crazy how much archers deal to you. I find if you're in full health and one arrow hits you, you're instantly in red. Like, it's nuts. It's actually nuts, dude. Wicked! But, yeah. And look, I get hit again. And I have no fucking health at this point. I'm pretty sure I used all my health. It's great. It's fantastic. It's wonderful. I believe I was shitting my pants at this point. I was very scared. But hey, we end up doing it. We end up doing that shit. And I killed every enemy, so we get the bonus. Hell yeah. Let's see what we're at when we finish this level. What are we at, game? Show me. Show me the magic. We're so close. We're so close. We definitely meet the quota in the next round. 100%. But there we go. Buy as many explosive rounds from him as I can. And then, yes, definitely after this round, we have definitely met the quota. 100%. And, it begs the question, why even show the rest of the video at that point? Well, because we've come this far. We're already an hour and 10 minutes in. This is a long video. But I truly hope this video, is of use to you guys. I really, really do. I hope it helps. I hope it helps, seeing someone, tell you about a strategy and simultaneously implementing it and, talking about the best ways to utilize said method. I hope that helps you out, because that is ultimately the reason why I made the video. And, hey, if you're clicking on this video simply because you want to do Mercenaries, but you haven't gotten the rest of the trophies in the game, I've made a Path to Platinum video. Odds are you're probably coming to this video from the Path to Platinum video. But if that's not the case, I made a Path to Platinum video which covers how to get every other trophy in the game. All the collectibles, beating all the different types of runs you need to do, like the knife-only run, the no-heal run, the speed run. That is all covered in my Path to Platinum video. So if you haven't seen that, and you haven't platinumed the game yet, I highly recommend going to check it out. But that probably won't be the case. You're probably on this video because you already watched that video. But hey, I'm doing what I can, alright? I did something similar with Resident Evil 2 Remake. I had a Path to Platinum video, and then I had a speedrun guide. Because if you actually do the speedrun and get the S+, it helps make the Platinum easier. Which is why I made the video. But yeah! I'm just fucking nuking these guys. I don't actually know if I'm out of flashbangs. I don't know. I shouldn't be. But yeah, the archers pissed me off that much. That's actually why I started grenade launch spamming. Also, you'll notice sometimes when I shoot at them, they shoot at me first, and my grenade actually ends up colliding with the arrow, thus saving me from getting hit. It's pretty sweet. But, yeah, I started grenade spamming in this level because there's so many fucking archers all over the room that I really didn't want to, take a random hit from a guy. So I wanted to use explosive rounds to, knock them over so that there's less chance I'm getting shot at, or rather less time. That was my thought process there. And this was around the time where, see, I've already met the quota, but, look how much fucking time I have. I'm only at 2 minutes. I took so much time in those last levels. Holy shit. But yeah, we already met the quota, so if you wanted to, you could literally just let yourself die right now. Or fucking defeat enough enemies to make the goal spawn. Although then that's just going to put you into the next round, but... Yeah, I didn't want to bitch out. My fucking build was so bonkers at this point. Like I said, I have Super Guard, so the fact that I have no more health doesn't matter. I believe I had the perk for whenever you kill an enemy, you regen a little bit of health, which is why I'm back at full, even though, because I was out of health, but now I'm back at full health. And, yeah, I've taken, so many infighters and damage perks of the like that I was so curious to see how quickly I would kill Miranda, so that was why I wanted to fucking keep going, even though I already met the quota. I wanted to have a little bit of fun with it, Through all my pain and suffering, it felt like a good idea to take it out on Miranda. I was very pleased by the prospect. But yeah... So that's, we're almost, we are done. But at this point, we're just watching for fun. So enjoy! And, if you guys enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and, of course, hit that notification bell to support me. I really appreciate it. And, of course, if you want to platinum other games, go ahead and check out my other guides on the channel, because I got plenty. I'm all about the trophy hunting on this channel, so if that's up your alley... you should definitely consider doing that. And I live stream all the time, like I said, so if you wanna chill and have some fun, there's that. It's an option. But yeah, just going to town on these Lycans. They're nothing to me at this point. They're just shit on my shoe. They are nothing to me. I am all powerful. But yeah, I believe the big boy spawned in, but I'm just ignoring him. There he is. There he is. That big boy went down real fast. He's dead. And oh yeah, so in this level, I believe I was missing one enemy. I think there's a pig on my left. Yeah. So I kill him. And I'm missing an enemy. I have no fucking idea where he was. But yeah, I didn't want to faff around and look for him since I knew I already had enough points, so I was like, fuck it. But I was very curious. To this day, I have no idea what enemy I would have missed. I don't know if it was like another farm animal or something. Who knows? Who knows? But the next round is Mother Miranda. We don't even need to fucking shop at Duke, but I do it anyway for the memes. I sell my 600 handgun bullets. Buy the rest of his explosive shots. I buy the Wolf's Bane for the memes. Hell yeah. And now we're fighting Mother Miranda, so check this out. I hit her 3 times there, I believe. Look at her health. And she's doing her mighty attack, but because I have super guard, doesn't matter. I hit her 4 times, she's 1 hit, and then of course she busts out this move, making it incredibly annoying to finish her off. But we end up killing her. And what was hilarious was when I killed her, she kept talking afterward. Like, she's dead right now, and look at the subtitles. She's still talking. I'm like, what the fuck? The way the bosses work in this game, I feel like you don't progress the boss fights by damage. It almost feels like you progress boss fights by listening to them talk. Like, it's almost like hearing enough of their dialogue is what's required in order to, like, actually see the end of the boss fight. It feels like that sometimes, because, you know, I had a fully upgraded stake fighting Alcina, and I shot her a bajillion fucking times, but the fight still took just as long as it did on my standard run. It doesn't make any sense. But even though my gun is, like, insanely powerful. But there we go, we got a triple S without even trying. That's going to be the Legendary Cowboy Trophy. And there's your platinum, assuming that was the last trophy you needed. So, thanks for watching, and have a good one.